I'm Rick.
And I'm Josh.
And I'm Jeff. And we're in the conspiracy zone.
Let's go.
We're waiting for Ricky to fade out of the music.
Oh, is he going to do it proper
so
this time?
Let it just
Is he going to do it? Oh, yeah, he can't say nothing.
let
Jeff.
it
You take
happen.
the flow out of it.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Bring it down.
There it is. Nice.
Smooth. There it is. Now this is where you talk.
The Quiet Storm.
There it is.
Remember that radio show, The Quiet Storm?
No.
It was like,
No,
come on
to be
like
honest.
midnight on a Sunday night. It was just like,
Jeff was up rocking this
Yeah.
shit.
Was this a radio show?
yeah.
The Quiet Storm?
Yeah, you never heard it?
No.
It's
It
like
sounds
some
like
guy
Delilah.
with a voice like,
Oh.
the Quiet Storm.
Was it the girl version of Delilah?
Yeah, it was the guy version.
The guy version of Delilah.
Just a spinoff or a ripoff. So, all right, what is
They
it?
got his
You
head transplanted on that.
What body did he pick?
If that one comes out after this one, you'll get it next
Yeah,
week.
we don't know the order of the shows. That'll
Well,
make a
we just
whole lot
figured
more
it out,
sense.
didn't we, boys?
Yeah, if you're just jumping in there, it won't. All right, what do you got, man? What do you
All
got?
right, so we're going to talk about language today.
Oh, boy. I only know one.
Like, fuck you, bad language?
No, like how language can suck you into things, like cults,
Oh, okay.
or be used to manipulate you.
Okay.
The power of words.
Yeah,
10.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's go.
Should have said that.
power
that would
of
have been better.
words. Yeah.
Better opener.
I think that's what we might title
That would
it,
have been
actually.
a powerful bunch of words to say.
You can't even do the thing. You can't even do words, and you're doing a show about power of
Yeah.
words.
Yeah,
All right, what do you got?
I should have wrote this.
Should have planned a little better, my man.
So, all right, I'm just going to read from this article.
Here he goes.
About the use of language by cults. With emotionally charged buzzwords and euphemisms, renamings, chants, mantras, and even hashtags, pernicious gurus are able to instill ideology, establish an us and them, justify questionable behavior, inspire fear, gaslight followers into questioning their own reality. Essentially everything a cult needs to do in order to gain power and maintain it.
Okay.
So that's a quote from this book called Cultish.
Oh.
It's the language of fanaticism, written by Amanda Montell. She does a good podcast about cults too. I think it's called Sounds Like a Cult. Yeah, Sounds Like a Cult. It's a good podcast where she goes into different cults and how they use language to manipulate people.
Okay. Let's do that here.
So
Let's
yeah.
hear it.
So from the same article, this is Mike Rothschild. He's
Is he a Rothschild, an actual Rothschild?
No, he's not, but he gets a lot of shit because he does a lot of reporting on like cultish people and especially QAnon.
Right.
That's his big thing. So they constantly accuse him of being part of the Rothschild family, but he's not. He's just I think he's a New York Times reporter maybe, but he writes books on the side.
Yeah.
So Rothschild's timely and chilling study, The Storm is Upon Us, How QAnon Became a Movement, Cult, Conspiracy Theory of Everything, traces a path from the 2021 attack on the Capitol in Washington to the chat forums that drew over 40 million Americans into a sticky web of conspiracy theories. The hope that fueled his initial belief. He writes of one of the QAnon followers turned into a type of addiction, an addiction to the discourse, to the special feeling of knowing something other people didn't know, and ultimately to that desperate need for something better. Rothschild is brilliant in outlining the process by which people who were not previously drawn into political extremism come to see themselves as patriotic researchers, able to see patterns in information that is fed to them.
Okay.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. So these people get online and they think they've discovered like, oh, I know this thing and other people don't know.
Look.
Yeah.
So they feel special, which just leads them further down the
rabbit
rabbit
hole,
hole. Yeah.
So the initiator of that information
right.
is the person in control, whether it be a cult or just a political agenda.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like
it could be any of those things.
Yeah. So the language is meant to appeal to people who are kind of lost.
Yeah. Exactly.
So like you know that you're angry or upset or something, you just don't know how to direct it or where it's coming from, and they give that outlet through
Exactly.
these magic words.
Exactly. It's people that are disillusioned, disaffected, like people that you may know that had no political beliefs whatsoever. 10 years ago, they didn't care. They would say like, oh, I don't care. They're all blah blah blah, whatever.
Yeah.
And then somehow they're like fully QAnon, like 6 months later. It's because they found like a video that convinced them of something, and then they just kept going further and further. And then next thing you know, they're wearing horns in the Capitol.
Have either of you ever fell down a rabbit hole and you're like, wait a minute, pull yourself back?
Yeah,
in?
all the time.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah. But you know how to get out. It's like, oh shit, that was nuts.
Or you're in one and you don't know it.
What do you mean?
It's like your political beliefs might be based on some special language when you were lost.
Right.
But if you constantly question them, then it's like you have to let your beliefs be challenged, and then either sometimes you change your mind, sometimes you go, no, I was right about that.
I always feel like I got 1 foot in, 1 foot out because I don't trust anybody.
Yeah.
It's like I'll hear something, I'm like, oh, I kind of like that. That sounds good. And I hear like something that doesn't jive with my beliefs, and then I'm like, well, back out.
Yeah.
But then it would be nice to be able to take that information and not have to be part of the group or the cult and just get the information that's worth it out of it and move on.
Yeah.
And not be a QAnon.
Well, one of my rabbit holes is JFK.
Yeah.
It's a big one.
Right? So, like, my critical brain goes, it was probably Oswald. There's tons of evidence that it's just Oswald just was a nut, said I'm going to kill the president. But there's so many other things that I like to go down the rabbit. I'll watch the documentary that suggests it was this one or that one.
Yeah, I fucking watch them all the time. All the time.
But at the same time, I'm always weighing it against, like, who's making this documentary,
right?
What's their agenda to this? Like most of it's just to make money because they know people like it, and then, and I'm the customer for that. For me to watch that, they get their viewer, I get my entertainment out of it, but I come away from it going, all right,
that was interesting point of view.
Like I look at it and go, they take a lot of leaps. Like they'll go, well, if this happened, then what if this happened? And now, since we know those two things happened, then this third thing, and I'm like, no, you didn't prove that middle one. Right. You just suggested
building off of like false information.
Yeah, it's a house of cards. If you pull one, then it falls. But it's interesting. I find it interesting. Yeah. So I'll always watch JFK stuff, but I'll also watch Vincent Bugliosi, who was the guy who prosecuted Manson. And he did a huge critique of the prosecutors in the OJ case. If you ever watch that on YouTube, it's like 4 hours long. He goes through and destroys the prosecution and everything they did wrong in that case, like from not calling certain witnesses to the glove, like letting OJ put the glove on. He goes through and tells you everything they did wrong. And then he actually went over in Europe. They did a trial where he was the prosecutor. And they had like actors, like an actor playing OJ, and he shows what he would have done. And they had an actual jury that they impaneled. Like they found 12 citizens, and did a voir dire. And
they didn't know anything about the
right. Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
So in England, they don't know as much as we do about the OJ case. So they impaneled just 12 citizens. They put them through. Do you know about this? Do you have preconceived things? And they got 12 people, and they did a trial with him. And people acting as Johnny Cochran, all those guys that were on that side, and he won. The jury came back in like 12 minutes and convicted OJ.
Yeah,
we heard enough.
That's easy to do too, like because what's the rules for the prosecution or the
They had a judge. They had a full judge.
Yeah, but does the defense, do they have to follow exactly what happened, or can they just come up with a whole new? Because if you know what's coming, it's easy to like he's doing this after the fact,
right? Yeah, of course. But the fact of the matter is he was able to convince these other guys who were playing the role of Johnny Cochran and F. Lee Bailey and all. They were actual lawyers playing those roles, so it wasn't like they didn't know what they were just actors doing.
No, I get that, but I mean, like, in order for this mock trial experiment to work, you would have to follow, at least the defendants would have to follow what they did the first time around, and give and give the prosecution a chance to combat it. But now the prosecution this time around knows what's coming. So it's not really it can't be a fair mock trial. He's obviously going to win. If he didn't win, he's a fucking idiot.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But if you didn't win in the first place, you're a fucking idiot.
That's true. Motherfucker wrote a book.
They literally had a mountain of evidence and, blew it. But so, all right, I'm going to continue from this article.
Rest in peace, OJ.
That sense of higher purpose can also cause people to overlook suffering and even abuse. Bexy Cameron's parents were fervent followers of David Berg, a failed preacher who founded the Children of God, later superseded by a sect known as the Family International in California in the late 1960s. Berg drew in Christians and hippies, and with his blend of religiosity and free love ideals. What?
Oh my God!
And he's gone. I was waiting for it. I was like, he's going down.
He's going too long. He came to be accused of promoting.
Can he bounce back?
How did you do in school? Like when they were like,
dude, read in front of the class. I hated.
I hated that too. And is it bringing back the kind of memories?
Same kind of feeling?
Yeah.
No,
because I'm getting them vibes.
You look like you got a sweaty asshole, my man.
Yeah, like me and Josh are the two kids in the back looking at it like this. Fucking
look at him go.
Yeah, stupid.
Didn't care.
Nah, well, all right, back to it. I forget where we're at.
Anyway, forget that.
Okay, yeah.
That
scratch that.
Yeah.
All right. So, if I were going to start a cult, right? Me?
Yeah.
I would need something that ties in afterlife or religion. I think that's the way to go.
That's like one of the main ingredients for that stuff.
They don't always have that, but I mean, like that's
majority.
They're like 99% of them have that.
So in doing that, you would need something new that only you have and you can't go anywhere else for. And some of these people who like fall into the shit aren't dumb people. So
that's
so you got to be super genius. You got to be like 1 step, 2, 3, 5 steps ahead of them of what they could be thinking.
I don't think you have to be a super genius. You just have to have the thing they're looking for.
Well, it's charisma.
Yeah.
And the answers.
The charisma, but the answers are nonsense.
The answers are what they need at the time.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
You're
just tapping into what they're searching for. Because the answers to most of these things are ridiculous.
Right.
Like David Koresh. Oh, I'm Jesus.
Yeah.
What? No, that doesn't make any sense.
Said, hey, don't check out, pal.
If a guy walked up to you and said, hey, Rick, I'm Jesus, do you believe him?
I mean, did he walk up to me on water? I mean,
no, he just walked up to you on the street.
Did he do any of the
No.
But once you're in his cult compound facility and he's been indoctrinating you into this bullshit for so long, then he springs it on you 2 years into your indoctrination that guess what? I'm Jesus, guys.
Yeah, and
they all either have to say bullshit and leave their friends and possibly family, or they have to go, well, maybe he's right.
Well, what happens when newcomers come in after it's been established and they're right away like, this guy's Jesus?
But they don't. They bring them along slowly. They don't just walk in the door and say, hey, meet Jesus.
Yeah.
Join our club.
Yeah, they bring them in slowly and get them.
They got to prove themselves a bit.
It's like I can't even fathom being able to do that. Like I don't have that ability,
right?
Which is, and I'm in awe of the ability. It's a shitty ability, and it's taking advantage of people and all that stuff. But I'm in awe of it. It's like how can you get around people's walls and boundaries so easily and have them believe the weirdest, most messed up stuff? And then have them do shit like drink poison Kool-Aid. Like, that's insane.
Well, when you're born into religious indoctrination from day one,
right?
You're more primed to believe crazier and crazier shit. So, like, those people that were going to Jim Jones's church were already, since the day they were born, were being told all these religious things. He was just a new messenger and took it gradually away from the message. Maybe they grew up with their local pastor.
Let me tweak
But this guy was more charismatic. He was bigger than life. All these people loved him. He must be right. He's talking the same language. He's saying the same stories and telling you to be a good person and all that stuff. But he's just every day just a little bit more towards his way of
maybe let me fuck your wife.
Yeah.
Well, it says here
it's the boiling frog.
Yeah.
Well, once
that's always part of it too, right?
Once
there.
he's got you, then all he has to do is tell you that God told him to let
right.
you
That's how it goes in these things.
Yeah.
Does he start out small, like, "Hey, God wants you to gather some twigs," and then it goes, "Hey, God wants you to maybe kill that fox," and then you're like, "Okay, I guess I can do that." Hey, God wants you to make me supper. Like then he starts getting shit. It's like, all right.
God said, "Cut the lawn."
Yeah, and then one day your wife's out there in that little religious sundress down to her ankles, and
oh my god,
he's out there looking, and he's like, "I think it's prime. I think it's time."
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
And then he goes up and he goes,
God told me that I got to bang your wife.
Yeah, I don't want to. It's not something I want to do. God is all knowing. He got his reasons, and we do not question.
Exactly.
Okay.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
So
I'm gonna start a cult. That's easy one for you.
Well, here
you and your wives are all welcome to join.
Here you go. I'm going to give you I'm going to give you from a different article.
All right, I'm going
to give you the key to it, Rick.
Oh, I need this.
The language used by cults is the key to drawing us in. Language alone cannot work to brainwash a person into joining a cult. The term brainwashing is just a metaphor, not real or testable phenomenon. You can't convince someone to believe something without a glimmer of willingness. Okay. What we were just saying. You have to be open to it.
Right.
But once the willingness is there, language becomes key, says the author, Amanda, which I told you about, wrote that other book. You need language to obscure truths and to construct solidarity, to instill ideology, to divide people into us and them, to instill an ends justify the means philosophy, to do everything to cultish group needs in order to gain control. So, yeah, like you can talk people into murdering.
Yeah.
Manson did it. You can talk people into anything.
Do you think either of you could like possibly get there if someone has the magical words and time?
No, I'm so not
too
a
lazy
group
for that
follower.
shit.
Like I don't care about being part of groups.
I do me.
Yeah.
What if all your friends join this thing and it ain't so bad? Like they get together, they have fun, they drink, and you got to believe maybe this guy speaks to God.
I'm in that cult.
Yeah, we're already in that.
We're already in that cult. But then, let's take Ray, your friend Ray. Yeah. All of a sudden, he becomes a leader.
That's where I'm out.
Shit about God.
That's where I'm out.
Ray's over there talking about.
I don't believe in leader. I don't believe in one guy.
It's the boiling frog, like you said. So then Ray one day just starts talking about God, and everybody
out.
The first day,
out.
I don't want to hear it, Ray.
So hold on, Ray has never talked about God in your presence.
Yeah, we talk about how it's not real.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but what you're saying, if there was a person that did that, I'm out. I'm out immediately.
Even all your friends, and then they won't hang out with you if you don't just.
I don't care. I'm not sitting around talking about God.
That's not what they always do. It's not what they always do. Every once in a while, Ray's coming in the bar.
I'm out doing that part. I leave.
He comes in the bar and he turns water into wine.
That's a miracle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if he does a miracle?
Okay.
Right. How many does it take for you to believe?
So susceptible to this shit.
If he turns water into wine.
Yeah. But look, it could have been a parlor trick. You don't know that. Then all of a sudden, you're over there drinking this fucking box wine that he filled up. Like, Ray is God.
No.
So you're stupid. You will fall for this.
You're the reason why this works.
Yeah. So there's nothing that can
get you to go there.
As soon as people go religion, I'm out.
That's it. It's over.
I'm outie.
Don't you want religion? I want religion.
No.
I don't really have it, but I want to. I want a belief system.
What's your?
You have one. You can have any belief system you want.
No, I have morals. I don't need. I don't need religion for morals. I want a belief system so I can be comforted.
That what?
That there's an
afterlife?
You're gonna be,
yeah, but that doesn't mean there is.
Yeah, but if I believe it hard enough, what the fuck's the difference?
Yeah, but do you believe it?
No, but I want to. I want to be
so you want
one of the people to believe blindly so I don't have to think about like not existing.
But you don't.
But I want it.
Yeah, but why? You don't need it right now.
Yeah, I do.
You do it when it's convenient.
You do?
I do. So, like, if a close friend of mine dies or like a family member, I would love to think that I would see them again and we went somewhere.
Right.
And
but do you believe that?
No, but I want to. That's what I'm saying.
All right, boys.
I need that. I don't have it. Yeah.
Yeah. It would be nice.
Yeah.
But there's no way you could ever know that.
Hmm.
Therefore, you with a critical mind are never going to believe it.
Yep.
If some
You
guy
gotta be
comes
all
around
in.
talking the right shit, I might. Like, I want to
you
believe
just haven't
it.
been talked to.
I'm
You
susceptible.
haven't been talked
Yeah.
All right, I'm
right?
going to have a talk with you later.
Uh-oh.
Oh, man. I'm going to be gathering twigs and killing foxes by the end of the day.
What are you doing today, Rick? Mowing Jeff's lawn.
Mowing Jesus' lawn.
He's on a dinner date.
This is how they're going to get them. Ready?
Yeah.
Here's the next part of the article. Firstly, a cult needs
Is
to
firstly
convert.
a word? Firstly?
Firstly. Well, they
Okay.
wrote it. So
They
It's in
wrote
the
it?
article.
it's in the article.
It's in the
It's
article.
like first. Not
Firstly.
there's no firstly. Who the fuck wrote the article?
Dude, it's from
A
the
third grader?
BBC.
Oh, they don't.
Yeah,
It's
it's
legit.
like British.
Yeah, okay.
See,
That makes
you're
sense.
wrong.
Firstly is not a word. by the way.
Firstly,
It's
you're
kind
wrong.
of their
It's
language.
first, and that's it. There's no firstly. Or
Firstly, secondly,
Yeah.
thirdly.
first off or first.
First off is not a
Yeah,
that's
first
that's like
off.
an American thing.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
just first.
Look, listen, it's the BBC. they made
where
up.
they
They made
wrote
up the language. I'm not.
They
I'm not
wrote it.
questioning them.
You read the article. I'm going to Google firstly.
Firstly,
Proceed.
a cult needs to convert a person.
Firstly word.
Watch. This is how they're
This
going
is
to get.
this is
Ricky.
actually going down.
This is how they're going to get. Ricky.
What do you got,
Oh.
Nate?
Yeah.
I
See.
spelled freshly.
Well, we got all right.
Jesus
A little technical.
Christ.
A little technical. Shit going on with you.
Firstly.
I can't believe we're doing this.
Zoom in
Let's
on
go.
Both first and firstly can function as adverbs, but they are not completely interchangeable.
Ah.
Like you, for example, we never say firstly of all.
See, he's
So first of
he's
all,
proven himself wrong.
Yeah, you shouldn't
well,
have
the
did
internet's proven
Look,
me wrong.
we were
I
giving
didn't wanna
you,
be wrong.
that you were half right. Now you're just wrong.
that wrong. Yeah.
All right. Well, firstly, let's get back to the fucking
Yeah.
subject.
Jeez.
So, firstly, a cult needs to convert a person. They do this by making their target feel special and understood.
Oh, I need that.
Rick,
I need that.
You need like an afterlife, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has to go on and on and on.
You're a special guy.
Really? You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can tell you about the afterlife.
Oh, we should
wanna
talk after
hear
the show.
about it?
Yeah. I want to do
Dun,
that.
dun,
Yeah.
dun. What's this?
I'm a special guy who lives
A lot of
forever.
cult scholars will use the term love bombing to describe the process of showering someone with one-on-one attention and compliments, such that they feel really seen. The target of this attention may have been long searching for answers to their problems, like an afterlife,
There you go, buddy.
and to the world's problems, and are led to believe that joining the cult will grant them access to this rare solution.
I'm in.
There you go.
Yep, look. There you go, buddy.
Another conversion, conditioning, and coercion method is to use an inclusive code language. A cultish leader will want to slowly introduce all these really emotional, changed buzzwords and special terminology that separate those who are on the inside of this group from those who are on the outside.
Oh, like Scientology. What do they call the people who aren't Scientologists?
Thetans,
Thetans,
OT levels.
level,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, they got the levels, right?
They might also use a glossary of terms, us and them labels to lift up who are inside the group and to lambast those who are outside of it. So
Does every religion though have a name
Us,
for
them.
non-religion people? I think they do. Like what do
Yeah.
Jewish people call? Was it Gentiles or something?
Gentiles,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. What do Catholics do? What do they call non-Catholics? Just non-believers?
infidels.
Yeah, infidels.
that's infidels is
Right.
what Islam.
Islam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, you trace it back. They all kind of did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody.
Us and them.
Us and them.
Yeah.
It's always the most dangerous thing. When you put good and evil, like my group is good, yours is evil,
Right.
or us and them.
Common
that's
enemy.
Always, it's like the key to fascism.
I have built some of my closest friendships through common enemy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. You're a fascist.
Yeah, like I hate that motherfucker. I hate that motherfucker too.
Yeah. There you go.
Did we just become best friends? Okay, buddy.
In 1978, a total of 918 people died at a settlement in Guyana, an event known as the Jonestown Massacre.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
The media painted this massive suicide where brainwashed communicants drank cyanide and intentionally took their own lives. But really, cult leader Jim Jones left his followers with no option. They were surrounded by armed guards. If they didn't take the poison themselves, they would be injected with it or shot. Jones used loaded terms and metaphors to cozy people up to what they were going to do and convince them that they would be sticking it to the man by killing themselves, sticking it with the man in quote. So that's like a euphemism that he used.
My guy.
Revolutionary suicide, that's another term, was one of the terms that Jones used repeatedly. On the day of the massacre, he framed revolutionary suicide as a political statement against the hidden rulers, which was his loaded term for what we might now call the deep state.
Okay.
So, or the Illuminati, all that bullshit, all that stuff that people get caught up into.
Right.
The other thing is thought terminating cliches. This one is I've always been fascinated with this. A cult leader is not going to be able to pull off enlightened genius 24/7. So they need to be able to shut down independent thinking, pushback, and questioning. One of the ways they do this is through thought-terminating cliches. The term coined in the early 60s by Robert J. Lifton describes a stock expression that easily mesmerizes and is repeated and aimed at shutting down questioning or independent thought or analysis. So that's like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Like that kind of stuff. I actually pulled up a thing.
That is interesting because like like they said, they can't always be charismatic, so they have to shut down thought with, I guess, these things that kind of make ultra sense that have lasting power. Yeah, right.
But they really make no sense.
Yeah.
They're just a way of getting you to shut up.
Yeah.
So here's a few examples that I pulled up. Lies of the devil. This is used in response to any fact that threatens the integrity of the individual or the group. So you just say the devil's making you lie about us.
Right.
You hear this like a lot with religious groups that come under attack for shit they're doing with kids or whatever. Stop thinking so much. Redirects attention from the topic, idea, or argument at hand to the alleged overuse of thought itself. So like, if you're questioning too much, you're
the problem.
You're wrong. Yeah. You're the problem.
They probably, if you do it too much, they'll alienate you. He's the devil.
Right.
Yep. It's all good. This nullifies without evidence any possible debate by asserting the issue is already settled. So like you just say, I won already. What are we even talking about this for? Yeah.
I feel like you do that.
Right.
Sometimes when I argue with you, you do that.
What's that?
You use some of these fucking things. So like,
explain.
I will win an argument with Jeff, hands down. But he don't feel that way, and
he's doing it right now.
Yeah, he's going for it.
He's gaslighting, trying to tell me I did.
Let's see who does it.
No.
Let's
see. He's doing it back to me right now because he already thinks he won this argument, and he's trying to make it no. He's gaslighting. He's gaslighting the gaslight because he's telling me that I don't do this. Oh my god, I'm so confused. But anyways, Jeff does do this in arguments. Jeff will
he'll use these tactics,
and he has admitted there's
lies.
Been
That's lies of the devil.
You have admitted to me there are times where you knew you were wrong and you kept digging.
Oh, you just kept going in.
Yeah,
you went in
to be right.
It's all good.
All right, so keep an eye on Jeff. Yeah. That's what I get out of this.
He's capable of it.
Here's one we got. That's like you hear all the time. Here we go again.
So somebody has a good point, and they're just like, here we go. This guy.
Implies that the redundant cyclical nature of the given disagreement means it will never be resolved. So, like, don't even bring this shit up because I already won earlier.
That would shut it down, even at like a work. Like if you're at work and your boss says, "Here we go again," you're like, then you never bring that back up.
Yeah.
You're just like, okay, I must be repeating myself a
lot. Fake news used to negate the source of an argument.
Won't let it go.
Often while providing alternate or misleading information to push an individual's own interpretation of a subject.
With their own twist.
Yeah, so like if you don't like what someone's saying, just
like, liar,
fake news,
bullshit.
Let's agree to disagree. Used to stop discussion of an issue rather than an attempt to resolve it.
I use
that one gets used all the time. That's it.
It's a go-to.
And it is just stops the conversation.
I use it when for the right reason. It's like when I don't have the energy to keep this going. It's not because I don't want to stop the thought or the process. Yeah. It's like I have lost interest in this argument, and I don't give a fuck about the outcome. So let's just agree to disagree.
Yeah.
It's never to shut down somebody's thought process.
Yep.
Oh, you're a nice guy.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
All right, so let's go through some different terminology.
Uh-oh.
What do you want to hear first? I got
Give us
Scientology. I got QAnon. I got Heaven's Gate. I got NXIVM.
Holy shit.
Go with NXIVM first for a minute.
Why did you ask us that?
Yeah, I don't even know that one.
Yeah. NXIVM was that like sex cult in
Yeah, definitely go with that one first. Rick, you'll appreciate it.
I would have picked that one.
Yeah.
Thanks for explaining.
It was like getting people to tattoo his initials in their private areas. Women. Yeah.
No dudes?
He's marking it?
No, the dudes. He had dudes in the group.
Yeah, how does he keep the dudes around if you're...
Yeah, it was all secret. Everyone, and he used all like these different terms and...
So what was he an afterlife guy? Like,
No, he was actually like a fucking pyramid scheme guy.
They were getting their hoo-has tattooed for money? Like they thought they were going to get rich off that?
Yeah. It's this dude, Keith Raniere. He started there's a good documentary called The Vow on HBO.
The Vow.
And it goes through, it's one of the women who actually got the fucking brand.
Oh, boy.
On her right there.
Hold on, wait, on her right there. Is it
point on the dial where they march you?
Pelvis? Kind of thing?
Yeah. Like
obviously he can't say it, dude.
Like on the Mons Venus.
Okay. I don't know what that is.
Oh, boy.
That's like, imagine if they let all the bush grow back, you wouldn't see the brand.
So is it the top?
Oh, my God. Don't go down this road with him. Don't do it.
Yeah. The top of what's
he obviously can't say it. He don't feel comfortable saying it, so let's move on. All right, so it's down low.
Go watch The Vow.
Go see the brand.
All right, so he used all kinds of different things, but ESP does not stand for extraordinary perception. It stands for Executive Success Program, which is where personal and professional development seminars designed by Raniere, according to the court records. The courses were costly. Some classes cost thousands, and students were encouraged to recruit others as they took multiple classes themselves. So he was like an MLM dude. Yeah. Basically, he's like, here, I'm going to teach you how to be successful, but then you can, like, be a teacher too. But you have to pay me thousands of dollars, and I'll train you how to be a teacher.
And on top of that, you got to get this mark of the beast.
Yeah, and then you go recruit your own students, and then you get them to be teachers.
But wait, where does the branding come in?
That's all the way at the end of this thing.
That's he does that. That's a power.
That's where
thing.
he got caught. Yeah. That's where he got.
That's
caught.
where they drew the line. Not on them.
Well, the woman who's in the documentary.
This is sad.
Her name's like Sarah Edmondson. She was married, and the dude was in the cult with her.
Yeah, he was like, "You better get that."
And they had no clue they were in a cult. They thought they were in like a self-help professional thing. But then she comes home with this tattoo or this brand, the actual brand.
Oh, what, like,
and the dude freaked out. He was like, "What the fuck is that?" And she's like, "Oh, it's this thing.
It's the membership
I'm in this
badge.
secret society where the women in the group." And he's like, "Bullshit. That's his initials." And it was like a weird design where it looked like it could be some,
he tricked him with like, this is the symbol of money.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but really it was his initials all like weird in the thing. And the dude was like, "That's his fucking initials. You put his initials on your vagina."
So wait, did he bang any of these girls or no?
Yeah, he banged a lot. Dude, Allison Mack. Allison Mack.
Oh, that's that one.
Yeah.
The girl from Smallville.
Yeah.
She was in that. She was recruiting people.
Oh, they had famous people in this?
High up. She's in, it was pled guilty to human trafficking.
Oh, yeah, that's
crazy.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So I didn't know it was that cold.
Yeah.
She was. You ever watch Smallville, Josh?
No.
She was Chloe on Smallville, and she was like.
All right, but she's an actress on a TV show.
Yeah, the crazy part is, which probably made her really trustworthy, was Chloe was so innocent and nice and sweet in the show.
So was Allison Mack.
On the show? In this show,
in the documentary, The Vow, they show her like when she first gets there. And she's like super into it because it's all about self-improvement and empowering women and, this and that. And then
But
slowly she
behold,
gets sucked in, and she becomes like one of the most evil people in the fucking thing. She was recruiting the women to be branded.
And then got charged with trafficking, right?
Yeah.
And then, wait, did she go to jail? I don't know if
she did, but I think she only did like 2 or 3 years. The dude, Keith Raniere, got like 150 years.
Okay, at least someone went
just for branding some. Who else?
Yeah, but it was so much
super crazy. I'm sure there's money
he
and
was
craziness
taking
involved.
their money.
Yeah, it's no good.
Yeah, he would like he had women that he like kept in rooms for 2-3 years at a time and wouldn't let them leave. And
what?
Oh,
yeah,
well, that's,
it was all kind of crazy shit.
That's 150. Yeah, you gotta get 150. You probably went to Leavenworth.
No more days for him.
It came from like the initial, like they never knew he was part of this at all. These women, they thought they were in a secret society within the company.
Right.
The next level, the next tier.
like a secret.
Yeah, I'm up there. We got to the next part. Okay.
They never. It was supposed to be only for the women, but like Allison Mack was his direct underling.
Did he have his like personal tattoo artist, or did he take these girls to his shop?
Was just
dude. Why do you always
wasn't a tattoo? It was a
weird
brand.
shit? Who did it? Yes, that's what he's saying. Like the hats.
No, not even that.
What is it?
Of soldering iron.
Slow branding.
Yes.
Whoa, you're gonna earn this one, ladies.
Yeah.
Jesus,
And who
that's
did
terrible.
the work? Who was the artist?
Just some girl that was part of the group that was like a
shit.
nurse or something.
Oh my god!
What?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, really bad.
This is insane.
That's. I mean, if I could start a cult, I think if you get to the level where you're doing the tattoos, like you won. You've done it. You've accomplished. Like you don't even have to.
That's the
cult.
for 150
Yeah,
years.
what?
Yeah, but I'm not saying do it, but I'm like, if he just stopped there, he was still like kind of this sick genius to get to like them to do that with husbands that are in the thing. It's crazy. And then I mean, he's obviously there's the money end of it.
Yeah, the manipulation of it is
it's endless.
He had a whole scheme going.
Jeff's going to talk to me about his cold after this, like he said, and then I'm going to wind up with his initials branded above my dick.
Yeah.
It's like, Rick, why are you walking funny?
I know Jeff's got a siren iron too. I've seen it.
So he called himself Vanguard.
Okay.
This is one of the
power name.
Language tricks. Yeah, because like
Go see
Vanguard is like
all right, secret
like
meeting.
the elite military, like the first one in.
Okay.
Right. So that was one of his things, is to call himself Vanguard, and he made everyone else address him as Vanguard. So like when he walked into the room,
Right.
everyone, hey, Vanguard, right? So then
My man.
he had a men's group called the Society of Protectors.
Dude,
Right.
This is real creepy.
So there were several exclusive groups for high-ranking members and members who were close to Raniere. The men-only group was called Society of Protectors. Members were required to stick to their word. If they did not, all the men in the group would have to be punished for their error. So he's doing like that. One guy messes up, everyone's
fucked.
So now this is the group of guys who, like the guy who was married to the girl was in the Society of Protectors.
So he didn't want to say shit at first. Probably like, I'm not going to get everybody in trouble.
No, their job was to like make sure the women had the freedom to empower themselves.
Okay.
So they were the ones to make sure like no low-level guys would fuck with the girls. But really what he was doing was dividing men and women.
Women, right.
He was keeping the men and the women separate.
You got to keep them separated.
Mm-hmm. So Jeunesse was another group. Jeunesse is a women's movement that facilitates an ongoing exploration of what it means to be a woman. A snapshot of the former website for this subgroup states, through open dialogue and development of friendships, Jeunesse engages women from all over the world to allow them to discover the true essence of womanhood. Witnesses later testified that Jeunesse taught its members that women are self-absorbed people who naturally portray themselves as victims.
But
so that's what they were teaching inside the group. They were teaching that women
were teaching women this.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
And they started out by saying like the opposite to get them in.
Yeah.
So that had to be like a really slow.
So they got them in, and they
were because like how they would flip right
they
away.
Were like we're all here to like empower each other, right? Guess what? The real problem is us.
We figured it out.
And then like when it came out later on, this was all his doing. This is his, like he would find a woman to run. He would go, I have an idea for a women's empowerment group. And then he would espouse his philosophies to this woman about how, I can't be part of it because I'm not a woman. I wouldn't ever say these things to a woman, but you are empowered enough to be able to criticize the women to themselves, with each other.
What was his point? Like, what was his purpose in doing that?
To knock them all down.
Right.
For
and
what?
to
Was
make
it financial?
To build them back up the way he wanted
One
them.
of his biggest things was there are no victims. There's never any victims. Anything that happens to you is ultimately your fault.
Oh, okay.
Which means when you get branded by fucking coercion,
Your fault. Yeah.
Your fault, not his.
You sat there.
So what did he get? What did he get money out of this? Did he get women out of this?
He got all of it.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, that's why he's in jail forever and ever and ever.
No, that's a different guy.
Oh, this is
it's the same
guy.
That's the guy with the 150 years?
Yeah.
I thought you said we moved on to another one. That first one was Nexus.
Nexium.
Yeah.
These are the groups within Nexium
that
he created
I
to
thought we went to a
manipulate
whole
people.
different group.
No. All right, let's switch off with that. We're done with Nexium.
Now we're moving on. You want to put that in your notes?
Go with
Jot that down.
Scientology. You did
Stay
some
with us here.
research. You did some research for Scientology, Rick.
Yeah.
So
You did? Oh, yeah, we did an episode on them, right? Or I remember them coming up quite a few times.
I found their glossary of terms.
Oh, shit.
Things
like get us through the lingo.
50 pages.
Never mind.
Yeah, never mind. Not interested.
Yeah.
Do a half of one.
Auditing, which was basically where you went in and told them all your secrets, and then they blackmailed you with them later on.
Yeah, well, we're released
That's
that.
ingenious.
Yeah.
Like, in order to get to the next level, you have to tell me your deepest, darkest secrets, and then, hey, you want to leave? Hey, you know,
well, isn't that what they're claiming with Diddy did and Epstein? They all blackmail you and have all that shit on you.
Yeah. So, dead agenting, providing negative information or propaganda about an enemy or critic. So, like if you were in Scientology and then you got out, you were called a dead agent, and then they would go after you using
the secrets they have
the
and all,
blackmail
right?
they had on you. Yeah,
I've done that to people.
Yeah.
There
The
you go, buddy.
e-meter, you remember that?
Yeah.
What is it?
The machine that.
Right.
The two fucking corn cans with a
String on them, right.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, your E levels are so off. You got to donate another $20,000."
Yeah, that's right. They did all that. That's right.
All right, fair game. That's retaliatory harassment against critics. So they would like go out. Like if you criticize Scientology, they will come for you and like just assign people to just constantly harass you.
Oh shit! Okay.
Like the minute you walk out of your house in the morning, they're there.
And you
Are they going to do that
test
to
out
us?
for what's this?
They're going to do that to us?
No,
they don't do it anymore. They don't have the like power to do it anymore.
No, it's too hot.
Yeah, they're like
Global
really
warming.
declining.
It's hot out there, dude. You can't be out there with signs. They'll fucking die.
So Scientology's kind of boring. It had the Sea Org, which was that like super special group where you had to sign a billion-year contract.
And basically, you're just like on this dude's yacht as a slave.
Yeah.
And then he gets to have tax exemptions out in the ocean.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then security check, that's an interrogation using the e-meter. So there's people that have been in there that said, like, even if you didn't do anything wrong, they would interrogate you on this e-meter thing until you admitted something. So, like, you would like half the people would just make shit up that they didn't even do just so they could get out of this fucking meeting.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
Yeah.
How do people get involved?
L. Ron Hubbard was a whack job, man.
A genius.
Yep.
Genius whack job.
Well, all right, so here goes QAnon. There's a whole bunch of terms with these nuts. Brainwashed doctors. That was about like the pandemic. Any doctor that gives you
I feel like they come
a vaccine's
up with
an
anything.
asshole.
Yeah.
Breadcrumbs. QAnon followers were encouraged to follow the breadcrumbs of truth delivered by Q that will help them understand details of the conspiracy.
That's genius.
So it's just bullshit. Like it's just a way of telling you to go, like to read into stuff.
Yeah.
Give it views.
Like make up your own interpretation of whatever.
We're going to give you a slight little crumb of information and then make up the rest and make it good.
Yeah, right. And they would do it, and they called that baking.
Yeah, baking.
You bake the breadcrumbs. Yeah.
Okay, that's the term.
So you could like there could be a sentence. That
When does it get to the oven?
Like what the fuck? Like Q could drop a one sentence Q drop, and there'd be 500 different influencers, all interpreting it in a different way.
It's genius because they got them doing the work for them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the dude running QAnon was having a blast because he was just watching these assholes, and like he would, and then he would mention some of them in the next Q drop, like, oh yeah, shit. Josh got it right.
Like, oh shit, I'm winning. It's like I like his story the best. Let's go.
COVID 1984.
I like 1984.
Yeah. The deep state. I don't know that that's a QAnon thing, but they definitely use it all the time. But they didn't like make it up.
Yeah.
Disclosure. That's about the aliens. And the Democrats are the ones that won't let it be revealed. I don't know why they would not, and the Republicans would. Like why?
They're all the
what's
same
political
shit.
about aliens?
It's just another divide.
Don't let yourself be ruled by fear. This is a phrase used to denigrate anyone who follows public advice or government advice. So if you listen to the news or listen to the government, you're an idiot.
You're not getting the right information.
Yeah. Enjoy the show, an insider phrase passed between QAnon followers referring to the shared knowledge of events yet to unfold. So, like, after you bake the breadcrumbs, now you're watching, enjoy the show. And they would talk about, like, get your popcorn ready. This is like when one of the Q drops was HRC will be arrested within 48 hours and sent to Guantanamo Bay. Right, so they would be all like, oh, enjoy the show, enjoy the show. Meanwhile, HRC means Hillary Rodham Clinton. Meanwhile, that was like one of the first Q drops, and it still never happened, and they still talk about it.
Any day now.
Yeah, it's like any minute. They're still enjoying the show.
It's going to happen, boy. Give me about 10 years. Right? Isn't that what the last one shit was? Everything was 10 years from now, and we'll be there.
Meanwhile, Trump's the one getting indicted.
Yeah. But I mean, like, it's not even a political thing. Like the Q guy said HRC is going to be arrested in 48 hours.
Yeah.
It's now like 7 years later, and they're still like, it's got to happen. It's coming.
Well, it's a big
still
case. It's a big case. They got to go through it all, Jeffrey.
It's that cognitive dissonance. They just can't get it. They're like, no, it's going to happen.
I have no energy to follow any of it, even if it's real.
Yeah,
at this point,
who cares? Like, nothing ever happens.
Yeah, and even if it does, I don't give a shit who broke it first or what breadcrumb was dropped.
Yeah,
like when it's real and it's happening, I'll watch the news.
The Great Awakening. They still think this is happening. There was like a YouTube video that got taken down within days of this. It was like a movie, like a really good produced movie called The Great Awakening, and it got immediately taken off of YouTube, and no one's seen it since. This was like in 2018.
Okay.
Right? But they still talk about it constantly, and it's the point at which the public will wake up to the truth of the Q drops. Like, Q doesn't even post anymore. Like, he hasn't posted since, like, the day after January 6th.
Well, he's in hibernation.
Why did the awakening disappear, and what is it about? It's about just an uprising? Of people uprising against government?
No, it's when you're going to just awaken to that Q is real.
And it was a real movie?
Yeah, they made a movie called The Great Awakening back in, like, QAnon started, like, in the end of 2017, like, October, November.
Start flaring up.
Because what Trump went on TV, he was there with all the generals and stuff, and he said, you see this group of people here? He's like, this is the coming storm or something. And everybody's like, what does that mean?
That's weird.
Yeah, it was like like he had generals there, and he's like, this could be the storm to come or whatever. And everybody's like, what? Well, that's when it started.
Weird.
Like within like a couple days, that's
people
when
started looking into
first
that.
started like posting shit, and then it all just took off from there.
That guy's got to realize the power of his words and what it can create.
Yeah,
I think he did. And they did a whole documentary on that one.
Yeah,
Into the Storm, right? Is that
Into the Storm? That's a good one.
It's fucking pretty good. Yeah, it was.
Mainstream media, we all know what that is. Mockingbird media, which I always hear them saying that, but I never knew what it meant.
Like you didn't look into it.
It's referencing unconfirmed theory that the CIA funded journalists during the Cold War or Project Mockingbird. This allows QAnon followers to plausibly reject any journalism they believe to be corrupted by the deep state. Yeah, so they just never believe anything anyway.
Yeah.
Pizzagate. We've been over
Yeah,
that.
we've done that.
The red pill, taking the red pill.
That's just from the Matrix.
Yeah, right.
Well,
Wasn't that just from that movie?
No, that's a big thing online, like Reddit, 4chan, all those places. Taking the red pill means like realizing that QAnon is real.
And you're just buying into the bullshit if not. Yeah.
Just give me the old blue pill.
But the funny thing is with these like online weirdos, they never understand what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Like
They just say things.
They co-opt the Matrix, but they're like half of the memes are like anti-trans.
Oh, it
And you're
always
like,
has an
dude,
undertone of
the
this shit.
movie was made by 2 trans people.
The Matrix. Oh yeah.
Yeah. The Wachowski
brothers.
sisters.
Yeah, sisters now.
Yeah. And the movie,
okay.
like the movie was about like being your real self, like finding out who your real self is.
Right.
And that was their way of like saying,
The version.
"Hey,
of
we're
it.
trans. We're just not trans yet."
Do you think that was? In the
Yeah,
back of
they've
their
talked.
mind?
They've talked.
Oh,
about
they said
it
it
a
was
lot,
like, yeah.
It's like an allegory for hiding the realness.
The real, yeah.
Interesting.
So you got sheeple.
Sheeple.
You can figure.
I
out
hate
what that
people
means.
who use that.
Sovereignty.
Yeah.
And the storm refers to a political apocalypse, which includes the mass arrests of deep state figures and the liberation of children they hold captive, of course.
Oh, yeah, that's, yeah.
Also used in context of the coming storm, or the storm is coming, which that's what that documentary was talking about.
Okay.
So, all right, there's one more, the Heaven's Gate. You guys want to just guess? I'll just say the term and you guess what it means.
Sure.
Okay.
All right. So the common term, heaven.
What do we think that means?
Yeah. No, wait. I'm doing it backwards. I'm doing it backwards. I'm reading the real one. All right.
First answer.
Yeah, that was dumb.
Heaven.
All right. So their term is the next level.
Heaven.
Yeah. All right.
I was
good.
first.
Yeah, you still won. You still fucking won.
Okay. Craft, as in a spacecraft.
Angel. It's an
Yeah,
angel.
yeah, I would go with that.
No, it's your house.
Yeah, dummy.
Your spacecraft is your house? What the
Yeah.
fuck? You can't go nowhere.
The Nutrilab.
Wait, let's go back to spacecraft is your house. Let's look,
Dude, this is what they called it.
Okay. What's the next one?
This is like
He's saying the lingo here.
People
terms.
believe this
Hey.
shit? All right.
This is the language of cults. This is what they do. They change all the shit around to make it so that you feel a type of way.
All right. What's next?
All right, Nutrilab.
See, I would think that was my house.
Wait, yeah, I think it would be the house. Let me think about that. Neutral or Nutra?
Nutra, like, all right.
Yeah, break that.
Nutri.
It's like nutrition. So Nutrilab would be
Supermarket.
a farm,
It's a kitchen.
the kitchen.
Okay.
Okay, that makes sense.
Food.
All right, Fiber Lab.
Where you make
Where you
clothes?
shit, bro?
Fabric. I'm thinking fabric. Fiber Lab. Fiber Lab. Josh is saying the toilet, which is pretty good. That's a good guess. But I'm gonna say the Fiber Lab is where you gain the knowledge.
Oh shit! What is it?
It's the laundry room.
Damn!
I said you sure
You
it's
said
a fabric? Because I said where
You did
clothes
say
are made of
fabric.
Fiber
You did say-
Lab. All right,
So that's that kind of fiber. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's right. First time I got it.
Rest chamber.
Your bed. Your
Yeah,
bedroom.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Bath chamber. That's stupid.
Yeah.
Winning.
Let's see. Consuming.
Eating.
First experiment.
Jerking off.
That's breakfast.
That's breakfast.
Second experiment is lunch. Third experiment is dinner. All right. Formulas.
Formulas would be
Medicine.
I'm gonna say formulas would be some concoction that they mixed up.
It's just recipes.
Okay.
Let's see. CompuLab.
Computers, like a computer room.
Office.
Yeah.
There you go. Dude, you were Nicole?
Sticks.
Sticks.
He's gonna get that stick.
I would say sticks. Tobacco.
Nope. Money.
Damn, how many sticks you bringing into this table?
Yeah.
I got like 3 sticks on me.
Damn.
Vehicle.
I got 3 sticks and a twig and a
Transportation.
Vehicle? Yeah, it's a vehicle.
No.
Oh, wait. Let me think. Your mom. No, I don't mean it like that. I mean, like,
what else did you mean?
Yeah, your mom's a bus.
Everybody gets a ride.
That's how you got here. That's the vehicle.
You're on the right track.
Oh, your mother then.
It's your body.
Oh, that's your vehicle.
Because you're in the Heaven's Gate, you're not
right.
Like you're just your consciousness is just inhabiting your body, which is your vehicle. All right, remember the craft is the house.
Yeah.
So what is out of craft task?
Homeless.
Shopping.
It's your job.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
All right, here goes one. Seat covers.
Toilet.
Oh, seat covers would be. Let me think on this. Seat covers would be. They make.
It's kind of literal.
This is seat cover. It's an actual seat cover.
It's underwear.
Seat covers.
Okay.
Let's see.
I call that fart filters.
Here's one that's kind of humorous. Slingshot.
Also jerking off.
Oh boy.
It's a bra.
It's a bra slingshot.
All right, here's one. Going down.
Oh.
I know where he's
Can
going.
I address that? Let's see.
They address that.
Going down. It's not going to obviously mean what we think it's going to mean.
What do you think it means?
I think it means when someone's dying.
Yeah, that's a good one.
No, just going to bed.
Oh,
Going down the bed.
Going down.
Going down.
Yeah.
Going down for the night.
There's like a million of these.
So
but
if you don't use the terminology, they're like, hey, don't say going to bed. We say going
Yeah,
down.
exactly.
They get it. They get
Get your ass back in your spaceship.
yes. Yeah. And they all change their names. That's another thing with cults is that they make you change your name.
To what? Let's like.
So like in
Throw some names at
Heaven's
us?
Gate, it was Odie on the end of it would be a 6-letter word. ODY would be the last 3 letters of everyone's name.
Odie.
So he may be just Odie.
That'd be me.
You be Rick Odie.
I like that. I'm changing.
Cody.
And you're
Hey, Rick Cody.
Jeff Odie.
Jeff Odie.
Jeff Odie.
So stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But they all did it, and they all went by those names.
But we do have to admit, I have the best Odie. Rick Odie.
Rick Odie.
Rick Odie. I like that. I would use that.
Fuck his cult.
Yeah, it's so weird. But anyhow, that's enough. I had
Yeah.
enough of this.
Yeah.
And that's a wrap.
I want to go down.
Yeah, let's go down.
Can you speak the language?
Yeah. Going back to my spaceship to go down because I'm tired of my non-spaceship activities.
Yeah, well, I guess that's it.
Moral of the story is if you're like in a group and they start fucking saying weird shit, get out of it.
Yeah.
Even like a weird word, like they call it.
Like if they start
So,
changing
like, if you-
words,
You hear
If
that
you pick
lingo,
up
folks.
if you pick up like your soda can, they're like, "Oh, that's a flim flam." You're like, "I'm out."
Yeah.
I'm out.
right?
Come again? Yeah.
No, it's a culty word that I got. Like it annoys the hell out of me.
Which one's this?
When like room turned into space. Everything is space now.
What do you mean?
Like indoor space, outdoor is space. Everything is space. Like when you're watching a show and they're like, "Oh, this is the living space."
Yeah.
No, fuck you. It's the living room.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hate that word space.
We got to
They
bring it
use
back to
for-
rooms.
They use it for everything now. Everything is a space.
I've never noticed it.
Me
Oh,
either.
it's so
You must
annoying.
watch a lot of fucking home improvement shows.
I saw Homes for a Living, and I feel like
You say room?
I thought I would hear it
Yeah, I
first.
say room.
Oh
The
man,
living room,
You're
the
out of
bedroom.
it. You're out of it.
You're out of
bro.
touch.
I gotta
bro.
get with the space thing.
Yeah.
Look at this space.
Yeah.
All the activities.
So what do you call the bathroom? The bath space?
No, it's just
The shitter?
here's your
Toilet.
bath space.
Yeah, your bath space.
That's where you're going to go.
Really?
Tear it up. Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
what he
doing
said.
that.
Yeah, it's horrible. I hate it.
I'm out.
I'll be old school.
I feel like it just
saying
took over everything. Like everyone all decided at once. We're not calling anything a room anymore.
Just went with space.
I'm not doing anything everybody does all at once.
Yeah,
Yeah.
never.
It's gonna be me.
Yeah,
Why
Yeah.
change?
just stick to that, and you'll be fine. You won't be a part of any cults.
I don't know. Rakoti sounds pretty good.
Any kind of weird terminology. If you hear weird terminology going down, just
Just
get
get the
out
fuck
of
out.
it. Yeah.
All right, did we do it?
All right, that's
Yeah.
enough.
That's a wrap,
That
gentlemen.
is a wrap. We covered it. The cult language.
Yeah.
If someone says some weird shit, get the fuck out.
Yeah. Don't change words around.
Thank you for listening, and don't forget to like, follow, and
Subscribe. Let's go.